Oh, yes, guilty movie pleasure fans. If you listen to our whole podcast today, it's not a matter of if you'll become a millionaire, it's a matter of how many times over, because we're talking Boiler Room.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Guilty Movie Pleasures.
Whew. I made it through the intro.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about.
Really good job.
I was very concerned. I appreciate the feedback from you. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Guilty Movie Pleasures. There we go. Standing ovation.
Very kind. Very kind.
Please don't talk over our ovations.
Yes, sorry.
They come few and far between, and we need to soak them in. I am your host today, Jesse McIntosh. Yeah, that's right. Ben Begley is kidnapped in my car. We had a physical fight to get this chair, and I won. So please let him know how you feel about that. But I'm joined today with the one and only Jordan Crabb. Jordan, say hello to the people.
Hello, people.
There it is.
Hi, Ben. Well, you're in our thoughts and prayers. Yes.
Jordan is a very good friend of mine. Very pleased to have him join me today. Jordan and I have done improvisation together. We've done sketch comedy together. We've done other podcasts together. We've hung out in real life together.
We've shared meals together.
Yeah.
Different meals.
Yes, right. Have we ever? We've shared food.
Right.
Like we order and then we split.
Yeah, we've gone splitsies on a few things.
Thing where our wives sit and they don't eat. We sit at a table together and we share all the food together.
Right.
We've done that, which is typical.
Family style.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Jordan.
I'm glad I could be here, and really excited that got to do this with this particular movie. Particular movie.
Well, you have plenty of time to work out words. You don't have to start. You don't have to come in hot.
I'm still getting there. Yeah. Glad to be here.
So we are doing the 2000 stock market banger Boiler Room, starring Giovanni Ribisi and Vin Diesel.
Yep,
and
one and
Tom
only.
Everett Scott and Nikki Katt, Nia Long. Am I missing anyone?
The two that we were discussing earlier.
The Affleck.
Yeah, the Affleck. The other two we were discussing. Scott Conn
and Jamie Kennedy. Who happened to be very prominently featured in the not the last movie that we did, but the one prior to that, Enemy of the State. They come as a package, and I'm really happy to say that they do, because they have incredible chemistry together.
Right.
I love seeing them on screen. So, Boiler Room. Let's start with you. Tell me about your relationship with the movie Boiler Room.
Oh, me and Boiler Room go back to my college days. I had a roommate that was, for some reason, obsessed with this movie. And I'd never heard of it before, so I said, yeah, I'll try it out. And really enjoyed it. But this is I thought about it. This is the best way I can equate this movie. This is my favorite movie for how little I understand after it's explained to me in the movie.
So the most confused that you are leaving a movie, but still
happy.
Still have a great time.
Right.
That is true, because there's a lot of like IPO talk.
So
lot
much.
of like they really like do their best to dumb it down.
Right.
Like they just talk about stocks in general. Basically, they're like buying and selling stocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the minutia of that they don't really get into, and they don't really explain what they're doing, and they're just sort of like hope that you understand that like people buy and sell stocks and they make and lose money.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of my general, and I've seen it probably a dozen plus times now, because I love it's just like, I mean, we'll get into it, I'm sure, but the sales terms and like just some of the one-liners, Affleck, of course, I mean, is
just an
classic.
atomic bomb in this movie.
Yes.
Just comes in for like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And just berates people.
Right.
Yeah.
He definitely wrapped in maybe a full day that he had.
Yeah.
But
we're thinking max 8 hours
if that,
for Ben Affleck on this film.
Yeah. But he knocks it out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like it's a fun ride.
Right.
This movie. I understand nothing of the stock market.
Good. Okay, good.
So we're on the same page there. We can talk about it in the same terms.
Perfect. Can I give you some funds to invest then? If you
hey, listen, I'm all ears. I know that my money can make money.
Right.
And that's the only way to do it.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. It moves quickly.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of dead air. They don't dumb anything down for you. Like I said, there are a couple of things that they do where the lack of explanation or a lack of really like living in the moment seems abrupt. Like
right.
we were talking right before it about like all the ethnic slurs. They don't like ease you into that at all. They just like start dropping them on you, and they're like, "This is the way these guys live."
Right.
His relationship with Nia Long is extremely abrupt.
Yeah.
And just like for some reason of all the guys that work at this firm who look exactly the same and are the exact same guy, she sees him and she's like, that's the guy. So there's just a lot of stuff that we don't get a lot of background on, a lot of explanation for. But it's a 2-hour movie, and it doesn't really feel like it's 2 hours. It really like moves at a clip.
Yeah, it flows by.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We get the the Giovanni Ribisi giving the voiceover explanation throughout, very like Goodfellas-y.
Total Goodfellas. Yeah, fellas vibe on that.
Yeah.
I also like the setup of like when they do a little bit of the pullback, like we're gonna get here, but look at this, like that opening sequence.
Yeah.
Where it's like these are the biggest scumbag like stockbroker guys you could ever imagine, and then pull it back.
Yeah.
It's like we'll get there.
Okay.
Calm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
3 months earlier. Here's how we got there.
Yeah.
I also love how like brutish and awful their behavior is out in public, and it's always funny like the scenes that we get with them in civilization, just everyone else's reaction to them is like, who the hell are these guys? Like, why do they think that they're running that? Like, they're just tucked over in a booth in some like hole in the wall bar,
right?
And they're acting like they're gods. Who are these people?
Oh, that was a nice contrast to that scene where the other stockbroker guys from the J.P. Morgan guys are just looking down on them. They end up getting into a fight. They're talking crap, and then the like couple scenes later, they're out in the city, and the next table is all the gay guys, and they're like, give it right back to him, and Scott Conn just can't handle it.
He can't do it.
He wants to fight, and he's like, no, dude, you can't do that.
It's very,
amazing.
That part is very well done. Oh yeah, are they seeing this? Nice. Okay, yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the first time they go to enjoy a drink out on the town, and they just are confronted by these actual stockbrokers, and they just seem like garbage people.
Yeah.
Everyone in the scene just seems like garbage people. Oh, is it, or just an image?
Seem like garbage people. Yeah, this is just an image.
All right, yeah.
But you can imagine.
Yeah, so I gave you space in your mind to like go ahead and fill in the blanks there.
Dramatic pause. Yeah.
That's the only way I pause is dramatically.
Yeah, we could just, you can imagine the guys walk up. Look, you guys work at a chop shop type.
Were you in this movie? That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say it's awesome. It felt like that was just really a setup for Giovanni Ribisi's character, Seth Davis.
Yes.
To have that like eye-opening, like, oh, I'm not, this isn't home. These guys are different.
Yeah.
That was like literally just to say, hey, these guys are rough.
Yeah. It's really interesting because we're so immersed in it for so long, and it's just like, oh, this is the world that they live in, and this is and it literally feels like walking out of a dark room and into the light. And you just like can't really see, and you're just like, oh yeah, the whole world exists outside of here, and I've just been selling garbage stocks to good people and scamming them out of their money.
Well, just to go back to that scene real quick, the first time they're out in the bar and they're garbage people, garbage people selling
the
garbage stocks.
people scene.
That was really it was funny to me. Like I had this thought when I was watching it of how they all get into a fight. Like it's like, all right, we're getting a fist fight, and then it cuts back like after I think we see Nia Long and Giovanni like being intimate.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back, and then the rest of the guys, they're all hanging out, like smoking cigarettes outside of the bar. And Scott Conn's the last one to get like shoved out of the door. because I thought that was really interesting. I was like, did they each individually get kicked out one at a time? Like, all right, you two break it up. Come on this way. You guys stay here.
Yeah.
And then just that gave the
They're
other
like,
guys a
all
chance
right.
to like light up a cigarette and just relax while the rest of the crew came.
I love that idea that they had to just like line up to
Yeah.
get thrown out of the bar.
Yeah.
It's all right, one at a time. Have your IDs out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Put you on the ban list
It's
or
like
whatever
a bouncer checking their exit.
as they leave.
Yeah. All right, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. You're not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So we've touched on a couple of scenes already, but we might as well get into the plot in under 3 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
If you feel ready for it.
I don't, but that's not going to stop you.
That's the right feeling to have. You should not feel ready for it.
Good.
Ride that adrenaline.
Okay, I'm on it.
So whenever you're ready
All
in the booth,
set in
Ryan.
here, you guys.
All
So
right,
I'll
here we go.
count you down from 3. All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so we start out on a party bus and everyone's going crazy. Everyone's celebrating. They make it to this big auditorium. Tom Everett Scott's like, "You guys are the best. We have women up in the room for these two because they're top sellers. Like, everything is great." And then we go 3 months earlier. Giovanni Ribisi's running a casino out of his apartment, 24/7,
Really well.
really well.
Yeah.
Like, he's very professional. Everything's going fine for him. He's making a lot of money.
It's a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nicky Cat comes in and he's like, "This is where it all changed." Nicky Cat's like, "See my car out there? You could be making millions of dollars." And Jamie Kennedy's with him and he's like, "Come on, man, come on over to the firm."
Right. And then Giovanni kind of has that moment of like, do I want him, and he really struggles the whole time. Do I make my dad proud and like try to do something that's not this shady backdoor casino? And then he ends up going forward with it, going through this application process, you could call it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
becomes a trainee. And then has the best scene with Affleck. And go ahead, did you?
Yeah, I was just, and then Affleck shows up and basically like pulls his dick out and is like, here's my car, here's how much I'm worth. You guys all want to be me. If you don't want to be me, get the hell out of here.
the hell outta here, yeah.
But so the training program starts. They're told that they have to like study for 7 weeks. They're making $150 a week. It's nothing.
Yep.
So they pass their Series 7, which I guess is stockbroker exam.
Yep.
And then
they pick up, and then they're making money for these senior brokers until they become junior brokers. And then Giovanni, then his dad, he's like earning his dad's respect a little bit, but not all the way. And then still kind of like starts finding out. I think that's when he starts finding out things are kind of shady with the company, and maybe they're not selling what they think they're selling.
Right, so he starts reading the prospecti, right? And
Right.
he's like, all the names on these are the same.
All the material that everyone else has.
Yeah, everyone's
He's the only
seen
one to read it.
for I guess forever,
Right.
And
Or care enough.
And then Nia Long and him are together, and he's like, "Ever wonder what's up?" And she's like, "No." And then he says to Vin Diesel, "Ever wonder what's up?" And he's like, "No."
Nah, forget it. I'm a millionaire. Yeah.
And then he like comes back up to the office and he sees like the compliance
minute.
guy
Yes.
shredding all the documents, and he's like, "That's strange. that
weird.
Our compliance guy would be shredding documents."
Yep. And then he ends up kind of snooping in more and finds out, like this new Venmo Venmo patent like medical company, that this new hot stock, it's all bullshit. It's gonna just be ripping everyone off. So he decides that he's gonna rip off JT Marlin, his own company, before, so that he can make some money and get out of there. And the feds have been watching the whole time.
But the feds got Nia Long, and
they got him, yeah.
And then they turned her on him, and then he's like, "Well, yeah, I was gonna come to you already, but I got this scheme working."
Right.
And then he screws Harry over. Harry's a guy who has a family, wants to buy a house.
Yes.
And then he goes to his dad, and he gets his dad in trouble, and he's like, "All right, I'll make a deal, but you can't.
You gotta
get
save my dad."
right?" And so then he saves Harry. He goes to Tom Everett Scott. And he's like, "Sign this thing," and then he goes to Vin Diesel, "Sign this
Sign
thing."
the sales slip.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make Harry give his money back.
And then the FBI shows up.
And then they bust everybody else.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah.
Nah, that was okay.
Well done out of you.
We didn't say IPO once, though.
Not once, because I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
I could say it. I don't know what I'm referring to.
Are those jeers?
No, those are cheers.
Jeering.
Those were cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Once again, don't step on the applause.
No, no
You
positive
must get
affirmation for this
applause
guy.
all the time
I
because
do.
you just don't care about it. You're
I do.
just like, all right, enough.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, because we were talking earlier, like you gave me a list. So first of all, I asked you, what movies do you want? Give me a list of 10 movies you want to cover.
Right.
And we'll pick one. And you very, very astutely said, no, you're not going to bend me. Because what Ben does to me all the time is he says, hey, send me a list of 10, and then I do, and then he's like, let's do this one that's not on your list. And I'm like, all right.
Right.
But so Boiler Room was on your list. It is a movie that I have seen probably like 5 or 6 times. I like it a lot.
Okay.
I have a little bit of history with it. And then I started watching it, and I was like, my boy Jordan's a salesman.
Yep.
How has your enjoyment of this movie changed since you became an over-the-phone salesman?
So, yeah, it's absolutely single-handedly this movie has frightened me and excited me about my sales job because I sell cruises, no big deal. Call me, guys, if you looking for a cruise. 888. Just teasing.
That's 888 just teasing.
Just teasing.
Yep.
You could figure it out. But it was one of those things I was getting out of, the service industry. It was a different, change for sure. And Boiler Room was always like one of those like, and it didn't help because one of the guys at work who was like our coach kind of helps us along. He always quotes Boiler Room. As of like using these phrases and stuff, not as of the obscene ones, but it always then like once I started I was like, this guy watched the full movie,
right?
Like he wants us to emulate these guys?
Yeah, the cheats and the liars and the crooks.
Okay,
interesting.
So lie to your customers. Okay, cool.
So it is interesting in this movie, and we'll talk more specifically as we go through, but no one ever doesn't make a sale in this movie.
Right.
It's 100% of the time they're making sales.
Right.
We never see a failure. We see the one guy who like gets a sell sheet and he gives it to Nicky Cat, and Nicky Cat's like, "No, call him back.
Yeah,
we're not selling."
What
today.
I just say, rips it up in front of his face.
So it's an incredibly successful firm, I'm assuming. But we also before we ever decided that we were going to cover this several months ago, I just like happened to catch part of Boiler Room on TV. And the scene where Vin Diesel, like Giovanni Ribisi, first gets a lead, and Vin Diesel goes over to close the deal.
You gotta say that. You gotta say it. What you remember it? So this was one that I had seen like back in college, and I never understood why. And I cheated and looked online.
I don't understand why, so explain it to me.
Every time, like if you get a good lead, and they're like, "All right, yeah, let me buy some stock," you're supposed to stand up as these junior associates, right? And call a senior broker and just say, Reco!
Okay.
Reco.
And what does that mean?
And I'm still not sure. Okay. But what
I looked it up, but I don't know.
Still unclear.
I'm not 100%.
Like a Reco, like a recommendation.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, I got a Reco of a guy who's going to buy stock.
Okay.
That's what I think. If anybody knows for sure, please let us know.
Any stockbrokers out there? I would love for them to have come up with something a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it's maybe it's not. I mean, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that this is just actually what happens on the trading room floor. But
we don't know.
That's pretty
We're
lame.
Taking their word for
just
it.
to like abbreviate recommendation.
Yeah. For how for how cool the other like phrases are.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Reco. Yeah, it's a very stock answer. Not like
no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Right, yeah. I get it. But
the HR way of saying it.
Yes.
This is coming from Quora.com. It says
please.
Reco is a price, basically stands for the recommended price. Just like you guys said, as per research, call the script, you should buy, sell a Reco price and hold for target. So you nailed it on the head. It's a recommended price.
So there you go.
All right,
you probably read that exact description and were like, I kind of still don't get it.
Recommendation.
I guess it's short for recommendation.
That's all I interpreted from that.
So, okay, it's an abbreviation. I get it.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Ryan, for having the wherewithal to figure that out.
Yeah. So there it is.
Nice.
So he yells Reco, and Vin Diesel beats all the other traders to the phone. And then the entire place shuts down. Everyone stops doing everything. And they just like watch Vin Diesel make one single sale.
And they're able to just somehow from the back of a phone just put it on the loudspeakers too.
Right.
Sure, why not?
Right. And it just struck me as like the most unbelievable thing about this whole movie was that a busy stockroom floor in the middle of business.
He's
would
an
just
artist,
be like,
man.
We have to watch Vin Diesel work his magic. Like he doesn't make 5, 6, 7 sales a day. Just like this one that
He's an artiste. You got to let the man work.
And did you appreciate his techniques?
I did, and I also appreciated his sales techniques were like amazing, but also would never work in my job. I could never be like,
Really?
Yeah, come on, I can't get you in a cruise. Like he also had. I just wanted to point out his hair first,
Okay.
because I think we're used to Vin Diesel now, like as Dominic Toretto.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That he's that.
Right.
So bald, shicked up, whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
But in this, he's got like kind of hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of sort of hair.
He's got a shadow on his head.
It's a 5 o'clock shadow
Yeah.
on his head. And it's a little splotchy at points. I appreciated that. But, he ends up being like the good guy in the office.
The only good
like
guy.
He ends up pretty much saving the day for Giovanni Ribisi.
Right.
Seth.
Yeah. We're gonna get all the way down there to the end of the film as we go through this, but I did want to note just on that point, there's so much crime going on in this place, but Giovanni Ribisi can't forge a signature. Like he's got to get Vin Diesel to do it.
You're right.
It's like so dumb. Yeah. He's like, no, I need this one signature. It's
Right.
like, all right, man. Like, just this whole place is going down. Just sign it yourself.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through this. So we already talked about. We start out 3 months in the future from where the actual movie starts. We see this big celebration. We're introduced to all these characters. Everyone's having a grand old time. We're like, oh, this is the life. Everyone's happy. Everyone's successful.
Right.
We get the speech from Tom Everett Scott, who is a little stiff in this movie, if you ask me.
Yeah. He's no Guy Patterson from That Thing You Do.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's Guy Patterson.
Could be.
Yeah, let's go with Guy Patterson. He is by comparison. Yeah, he doesn't have sunglasses and drumsticks.
Yeah,
so he's going to be stiff. By
he's
comparison.
a little less charming.
Yeah.
As well.
Right.
But so he basically gives the speech like everyone, congratulations, everyone. The SEC is finally off our butts, which I didn't realize. Like as we go through the rest of the movie, we never see the SEC on their butts at any point. So it was like kind of a strange setup that like, oh, we're expecting that they would have escaped from some turmoil, but they didn't.
Yeah.
There was just no turmoil.
Yeah, you're right, because there's no sort of threat of that. Like they're all flying high of like, don't even ask questions. It's you want to be a millionaire, man.
You're gonna be. I wish I
going to be.
counted the number of times they said millionaire in this movie. It's a ton.
It's a lot.
So then we move 3 months earlier, and we find Giovanni Ribisi running a casino out of his place. And this is kind of like always secretly in my mind been like a little bit of a dream.
You think you could do that?
I could do it. Yeah, I think so. It's
You think you could do
illegal, so I wouldn't.
But if there was no, like, if you had almost a absolute guarantee that you would not get busted.
If I had a guarantee I would not get busted, and I had a small bankroll
Yeah.
to begin with, so I could absorb some losses.
Right.
Yeah, I think I could do it.
But here's the thing, though. Like, that's a cool scene, that first part where the guy's all pissed off, he's losing.
Yeah.
And he, like, it shows, like, I can work people kind of thing. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, go get, go get Jerry a sandwich. Like,
Right.
like, and he's like, cools him down from freaking out.
Yeah.
I was like, that I had never really noticed till this watch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of
He's
a cool
always
setup.
selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And they do
Before he even knows he's selling. He's
right,
selling.
Right. And they
Yeah.
do a cool thing in just to jump ahead very quickly, when he gets called by the New York Post, I think, or it's whatever newspaper, and he
The
like
Tribune yeah.
he makes the guy sell him on a subscription.
Such a good scene.
In the background, there are like probably 20 empty 2-liter bottles of Coke just sitting up there.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this guy, like, smart thinking, not giving anyone alcohol in your home casino.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's run a casino and he's doing it well. And then Jamie Kennedy, who just looks like a scumbag.
The mustache, man.
Yeah, the little like
Terrible
pencil stash.
yeah. Which also set up in that first scene is like, he's just like, yeah, cocaine, give me cocaine. And then like he really doesn't do much else the rest of the
He's
movie.
like barely in the rest of the movie.
I'd
Yeah.
love to see like the B footage. Like what else did they shoot of him?
Right.
Like or was that it? Like that was all he ever shot, was just like, "Daddy need cocaine, Daddy needs cocaine."
He did. Maybe they shot that scene first, and he did it, and they were like, "All right, we got to cut some Kennedy scenes. This is
That's too much.
He's doing a lot right now, and he's not vibing on the same page as everyone
He's
else."
carrying this film. We gotta make sure that doesn't happen.
So Nikki Cat and Jamie Kennedy come in. Nikki Cat is playing. He wants to play with an enormous
5 G's
maximum,
5 dimes.
Yeah.
I'm the salesman, so I'll help translate because I
Please
know
do.
sales speak. 5 dimes,
So
or
that's 50 cents.
50 cents a play. It's the minimum.
50-cent minimum. So he's a high roller. He's got this big car in the
Lots
back.
of money. Yep.
And he's basically like, come work for me, or come work at my place.
He recruits him.
Yeah, he recruits him right there.
Right.
And then Giovanni Ribisi, Seth. I'm so bad at remembering character names.
Yeah.
Seth goes to have dinner with his family. He's late because he's tired, because he's up all the time running this casino.
Successfully.
Successfully, yeah. He's a
businessman.
We can't stress enough how successful he is.
Kids, if you have aspirations, do it.
Look, he's the most successful falling backwards in and out of illegal schemes as like anyone has ever been in TV or cinema. But he shows up to his family's place, and his dad, who is a judge, has been alerted to the fact that he is running this casino. Some neighborhood kid gave him
Poker chip?
the chips, like the personalized chips that they've created, and he tosses them onto the table, and his mom reacts in this way.
Marty, are those drugs?
Yes.
Yes, those are drugs.
I don't understand how they don't have a great affection for women in this movie, unfortunately.
Not at all.
There's just a real like second class citizen way that they treat all the women in this movie.
You don't say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's incredibly unfortunate, but this is like a nice way to kick it off by just making the mother like the dumbest
So dumb.
woman.
Those drugs? Yes. Yes, those are drugs.
They're poker chips. Like, what
kind of drugs have you seen?
right? What do you think drugs are?
Right. Yeah.
I just had a lot of questions about what was going through her mind.
Right.
And it wasn't even like there was no provocation for it. It was just like Dad's mad and he threw something on the table. And there was no like seed planted of he's been doing drugs. It was just like, I'm mad.
Boom.
Boom. And she's like, are those drugs?
She's the kind of like mom that would like see a fight in public and like, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah,
Like that,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how she set it up. Like,
Yeah.
it's
and
not.
They do a funny thing also, like when he pulls up on his first day and he has the Jewish mother on board thing, decal on his car, and he like pulls it down.
Takes it off.
So they have some fun at the expense of the mother, unfortunately. So he ditches a hands-on role in the casino in lieu of working or going to interview at the stockbroker place.
Right. Feel it out.
Yeah. So he shows up, and there are a bunch of guys who, as I said, all look exactly the same. The most ethnic that this movie gets is Vin Diesel being Italian.
Yeah.
I guess like there are no minorities in this movie otherwise, I don't think. I'm
No,
trying to
you're
remember.
right.
It's
Yeah.
all just like white dudes in bad suits.
That's it.
So, like I said, he shows up and Neil Long is instantly like, that's my guy right there. I love that guy. I love everything about him. Stud Muffin.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Giovanni Ribisi gives off Stud Muffin vibes?
Well, then he doesn't like remember her name. Like he made,
Yeah.
and maybe that's the message of like, don't try, guys. Like,
Hey, be cool about this.
be cool.
Yeah.
Forget her name.
Yeah. Go, like, you're in it for you and
Walk by
she'll
her.
follow.
Yeah. Be skinny.
Just really scrawny. Like a deer in the headlights. Just unfounded confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
And they do a good job right up top of like establishing like Greg, right? Would you call him Nicky Katz?
Yeah.
Is that the actor's name?
Nicky Cat is the actor's name.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But that's
of Boston
way more
Public
badass.
fame.
Oh, of course.
Get it
He
together.
plays a real good like dirtbag.
Yeah, sure does.
But they do a good job, and this is like really like a cool way of like in the sales stock like world of how everything looks cool, like everyone's nice and everything, we're all looking out for you, but in actuality like they're all kind of terrible people.
Yeah.
And like he puts out this thing like, look, yeah, come over, try it out, you know, You won't make money right away, but da-da-da. And then just, they plant the seed pretty early about him and Nia Long of like, he's got a great line though where he gives her that little gift box jewelry or whatever. He's like, here, I got this for you. She's like, I don't know how to say this, but we're through. And he just says, I disagree.
Right, yeah. He takes it back.
You can do that?
Yeah, I disagree.
I disagree.
So that's what's going on in the offices. They do the group interview with Ben Affleck, who is on one in this movie. Here's just like a small piece of Ben Affleck.
Become an employee of this firm, you will make your first $1 million within 3 years. Okay? I'm going to repeat that. You will make $1 million within 3 years of your first day of employment at JT Marlin. There is no question as to whether or not you'll become a millionaire working here. The only question is how many times over.
That's so good.
And then what I told Jordan earlier is I wanted to pull his whole like 5-minute speech that he gives them.
It would have been the whole show.
Because there are just so many chunks in there. But Ben Affleck sets it all up. We're here to make money. This is all about money. So he's excited about the job. He goes, has lunch with the dad, and the dad's like, you're screwing my life up, even though I don't really understand how he's screwing his life up.
Right. He's still, because I think he kind of knows the casino's he's still doing that.
Yeah,
even though he's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Right.
But he's like trying to be, but he's still not, you know.
But he keeps saying like, this is going to ruin my judgeship. And I just don't understand how like something that you're not involved in, could he lose his judgeship just by associating with someone who runs an illegal casino?
Maybe, because remember, later with the feds, it's like all about not necessarily that he's involved, but that his name would be thrown in there, and then that would be like dragging his name through the mud.
I guess so. So
Judge stuff. You wouldn't know.
I don't understand.
You can't even run a successful casino out of your basement.
God, you're wrong about that. I would crush.
Yeah.
I know what to tell people when to hit and when to stay.
Yeah.
That's one of my main skills.
Right. I think you're too good of a blackjack player to run your own casino.
I'd just be giving people, no, you don't want to hit there. No. Because you see that I have a 6.
Right.
So you want to stay on whatever you have.
Right. That's the dealer's ace right there.
So Ribisi goes back. He's being taught the ropes. There's just this incredibly random exchange when they're talking about phone calls, about the phone bill.
Why? What's the phone bill like here? This month was approaching 400,000.
Like, what?
Whoa.
It's so random and so unnecessary. And I assumed when I first saw this movie that was going to be like how they took him down.
Right.
But it never comes back into play. He's just like, wow, you guys make a lot of phone calls.
Right.
How big is that phone bill? And someone who would have no knowledge of how much the phone bill is goes, 400,000.
Approaching 400,000. Yeah.
Like, what?
You know what? Feel like it kind of does fit though for what they're trying to do. They're trying to hype these dudes up of like, what we do is make money. A successful agent makes over 700 calls a day.
Right.
And then it's like, that's like oh, deer in the headlights kind of look. But it is ridiculous. Like he wouldn't have those figures.
No, of course
No
not.
way.
Of course not. And I really do appreciate.
I'm surprised he didn't say $1 million.
Yeah, right.
This month was approaching 400,000.
I also love the phrasing of it. It's approaching 400,000.
Yeah, so is $80 a month.
Right. Yeah. It's on the way there.
Yeah, it's
you
all
could say like
steadily approaching.
I don't know, 300K.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you got to look for a new phone company, my man.
Yeah.
Like
you're getting ripped
someone can give you a better group rate
yeah,
than
for sure.
400,000 a month. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. So then he's asking about like compliance, and we find out that there's a compliance officer who's just like sitting there eating a sandwich. Which
Like he's on the bill. Like
right, yeah, he's basically an employee.
we got him.
Yeah. We find out that Nicky Cat gets just large amounts of cash FedEx to him.
Yeah.
For some reason. Which also never comes back into play. No. They set this up as like, yeah, he's getting illegal gambling winnings FedEx to him, which I would assume is a federal crime,
right?
On a few different levels,
and easily like stoppable.
Right. Yes. Just drop the dime on that.
Oh, that's cash.
Yeah. This is about the weight of approaching $400,000 in cash. Is this
Send it through.
This must be to pay a phone bill, I would guess. And then let's see. So then Vin Diesel sells the stock. We already talked about this. Vin Diesel sells the stock. Everybody watches.
400,000.
Giovanni Ribisi gives us a voiceover of like he's going over to hang with the guys, and they're all just like sitting on one couch and on the floor watching Wall Street, and he gives us this little tidbit.
What I did know is that they had all the money in the world and not a clue what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's he just goes into this huge house, and there's no furniture.
Right.
And they're just watching Wall Street and quoting Wall Street.
Right.
And it's so like this scene bums me out a little bit because it's like diversify your interests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
we get done selling, we go home, we have a few beers, have some pizza.
Yeah.
Watch a movie about selling stock.
Yeah. How do you feel about furnishing this room? Nah, it cuts into my Wall Street watching and stock selling time.
Exactly.
I can't be putting chairs around for when my friends come over.
Well, and for like how like money focused there on everything, don't you think they would have like more lavish? Like he would at least have a bigger TV.
Here's the thing.
Right?
Yes, you're 100% right. Because they have all this stuff to impress the people in their lives.
Yeah.
And then you would assume that like the guy who owns this house has a woman over every now and then and has to somehow explain to her why he doesn't own any furniture.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
why don't you like rent something or like stage this house in some way?
It's a deeper message maybe.
Is it?
Maybe
Tell
it's
me.
like it's not about the money, it's about making the money.
It's all about the chase.
It's not about what it's the climb, you know? It's not getting to the top of the mountain.
We're saying the same thing but with different metaphors.
Yeah. Mine's probably more clear
Yours
to the
is-
audience.
Jordan went vertical with his metaphor. I went horizontal.
Yeah.
So you see where we're both at right here. They go out to a bar. There's like a split screen date and fight.
Yep.
And like that you talked about, Giovanni's getting intimate with Nia a little bit.
Super intimate.
And the rest of them are just picking fights. They cannot go out into public without picking a fight with someone or getting into a fight
Right.
with someone. It's really an incredible skill.
Yeah. Selling and fighting.
Selling and fighting and watching Wall Street.
Yep.
Nicky Cat gives Giovanni Ribisi a ride home, and they spend the entire ride home talking about stuff, just shooting it together,
Yeah.
right? And then he pulls up to Ribisi's house, and he tells him this.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah, yo, don't forget what I told you about Abby. I think she's trouble, you know? I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know. I just kind of worked there a long time, you know, just looking out for my friends, so I think she's a whore.
Yeah.
He just gets that little knife jab in there. I think she's a whore.
It's great. It's fine.
Yeah, so this is another unfortunate incident of how all the men in this movie treat all the women.
All right.
But it was like founded in nothing. Like this was motivated by nothing.
Right.
It was just a random like, hey, before you go.
Yeah. Hey, congrats on your Series 7. It was, they were going to celebrate. Hey,
Yeah.
congrats on your Series 7.
I think she's a whore.
But she's a whore. Yeah.
Like, all right, weirdo.
Right.
Okay. You just go around calling random people names.
Yeah.
Like, that we weren't even talking about.
Yeah, and he cares about.
Right. Yeah. Very, very, very strange.
Hey, your mother, thanks for having her. Yeah, she's a whore.
All right,
She's
well,
really great.
We get another lecture from Ben Affleck talking about like you guys need to be selling.
Right, he amps it up.
He amps it up.
Now these guys aren't just prospects. These aren't, you guys should be doing the most.
Yeah.
Which again, in the sales world is just exactly how it escalates. It's like,
Yes.
guys, we're here to help you. Here are the tools. And then as soon as you're like in it, it's like, guys, pick it up. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And he gives them these poor guys who he's paying $150 a week. He's like, study for your Series 7s. I need $300 for those study materials tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks pre-tax.
Right.
And you're just going to rip them for it. Like, you're paying $400,000 for a phone bill, and you can't spare to train your own employees. You can't spare $300 per head here,
Right.
Just so that they'll better themselves.
But
It's bad news.
doesn't stop our boy Ribisi because he's still making fat stacks with the casino.
He sure is. He just gets up, pulls out a wad, gives him 300 in front of all the other guys.
Yeah.
I'd be a little worried that like these guys are gonna jump me.
Yeah.
After.
But they're all kind of, he's like the toughest of the guys. And he's definitely like the most successful, it seems like.
It seems
The other guys are still like kind of like sweating it. Like when he says it's going to be $300 and and Affleck's shitting on their suits. And
Yeah.
he's telling them,
Yeah.
you guys got to clean yourselves up. Get one decent suit.
So I also don't understand this because they like never go out in public.
No.
They're all just like cooped up in this warehouse
In
and
Long Island,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
In Long Island.
like an hour away from the city.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You guys gotta look better."
Yeah.
Like this is garbage. What you guys look like? Why? Just
Yeah.
wait until they are making money at least.
But he still throws a little thing in there like, 3 months from now, you'll be able to outfit your whole wardrobe. But
Right,
Get
right.
one good suit.
So we get that. Then we get the Giovanni Ribisi a pitching montage, just selling all these guys. He's
Yep.
making his way up the ladder. He makes a sale by himself,
Right.
which he's not allowed to do. He does it with Vin Diesel's supervision.
Yes, he does.
And then Vin Diesel and Nicky Cat have a pretty unfortunate back and forth here.
You know what? You got a cannoli you can stick in your mouth?
No, you got a menorah you can shove in your ass?
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the yikes is coming from Ryan, who has not seen this movie. But that's basically like they give us that the whole time.
Right.
And that was the most benign of them, I would say. Like Nicky Cat drops the N-word probably like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, he does.
And then we get a lot of like self-effacing Jewish stuff from Nicky Cat also.
Mm-hmm.
And then this just like very casual back and forth.
Right. It's like, hey, we're on the sales floor. You guinea.
Yeah,
You guinea.
yeah.
He was like, Jesus.
Right.
Whoa.
You say what you say.
Yeah.
I will say like a cannoli in the mouth is pleasant.
Yeah, that's a nice suggestion.
You know what? You got a cannoli you can stick in your mouth?
No,
yeah.
you got a menorah you can shove in your ass?
Whoa, hold on.
Calm down.
A menorah is like 9 prongs. Like, what are you saying right now?
Right.
I would love a cannoli in my mouth.
Yeah. Like, hey, Jesse, would you like $100 right now?
I don't know. Would you like to stick a broom through your body?
That's
That's
not
like
equal.
that's not even as bad, but that's the only thing I can come up with
Yeah.
in the moment because I'm not a terrible person.
Right. I commend you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Then we get the newspaper pitch, which we talked about.
So good.
Where Giovanni Ribisi takes a call and the guy gives up immediately on selling him, and he's like, "Hey man, you gotta try harder." And he like walks him through this whole pitch, and then he's like, "So you're gonna buy?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I get the times."
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just really feeling himself at this point.
He's selling, man. He's selling. He's not telling.
Right.
He's doing it. He's
Absolutely.
in the life, but then something about him just still wants to like doesn't smell right.
Right.
From seeing the compliance officer shady dealings.
Yeah, so then he goes up and he is going out to his car. He forgets his jacket up in the office. He
Right.
goes back up to get his jacket, and he sees his compliance guy just going to town on documents.
Shredding at midnight is never good.
You're never. It's never lawful.
Right.
It's always something.
Just shredding some documents.
Like if you were shredding lawfully, it would be in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Where everyone could see you. But no, this guy who, by the way, works a full day.
Yeah.
And then for some reason gets stuck there doing the dirty work at midnight.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, he's shredding, and Giovanni Ribisi's like, that's strange, but doesn't do anything right away. It's just like, that's an interesting thing that's going on.
Just files
in
it
our
away.
firm. Yeah.
Files it away.
All right, so we gotta step on.
Oh, we
it a
gotta
little
go.
bit here. So this is Giovanni Ribisi talking to Neil Long.
She catches him. He's like finding out about the pamphlets,
Yeah.
the materials they send out, and he's kind of like, oh, they're all the same.
They're all the same name.
It's all the same info, and it's all the same.
Right.
And she for sure like busts him busting his own the company.
Yes, and he says this to her.
I'm just looking for some chocolate love.
I really want to just use that for distracting anyone for anything.
Right.
You know,
What a Romeo.
Sir, do you know how fast you were going?
Sir.
I was looking for some chocolate love.
All right. On your as you were.
Well, continue on your way then.
How are you not gonna?
Yeah.
All right. You were speeding. You want some chocolate love. That's fair.
Yeah, in Las Vegas, they have obviously casinos,
Yeah.
shows, a lot of entertainment. They also have a big M&M store.
Right. So I can imagine.
Yeah, listen, I went in there one time, just like taking handfuls of product.
Right. And
Shoving it like it was a cannoli in my mouth. Just
it's better than the
into my
alternative.
body. Yeah. Listen, I knew what the alternative was, and I said, give me a cannoli.
Oh, you
in my
told
mouth.
me about that. You said that the representative came up and said, "Hi, sir. What can I help you find?"
And
you
I
told
was just
him,
like,
I was looking for some chocolate love.
"Oh, well, anything in the store then."
they were like, why'd you say that so seductively to me? Like, well, listen, I'm on a mission right now.
Right.
Please don't get in my way. So the casino gets shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he shuts it down. He calls his guy up in the middle of business, and he's
But
like,
not because he is doing the moral thing.
right. No, he's like, the guy can't handle the business. The guy's like, well, take on another guy to help you out, and he's like, well, I did already.
And you still can't
You
handle
still
it?
can't handle it. Shut it down.
Yeah. Screw it then.
I don't understand. Like, I truly don't understand why this guy can't. Because he even says, like, you went from like pennies a day to like $1,000 a week, and you still can't handle it. And like, maybe just take less money. Like, hire more guys.
But then you have more people that you got to make sure are loyal and aren't going to like run their mouth.
I think you're in a good spot.
It's
here.
loyalty.
You're really like throwing away easy money at this point if you're the business partner there.
It's true.
And then let's see. So he notices his prospectus. So he calls Harry. He's got Harry on the line.
Poor
this
Harry.
Poor guy.
God, just wanting to do right by his family.
Yeah.
But it's a funny thing where that scene when he first sells them on the 100 shares right away.
Yeah.
And just like does it. And it's like a really like harmless type of like push that he gets him. Like, come on, Harry, you make decisions at your work. Like you call your wife for every decision like that.
Yeah.
And you could tell Harry's not comfortable, but like he inflates his
He's like empowered him.
manhood. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Nikki Cat and he's like, I made my first sale. This was number 40.
Yep.
And Nikki's like, no, that's mine. I take all 40 of the first ones. And Ribisi gives him one of these.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Just like the despondency there is so disproportionate to what I would feel.
Right.
I'd be like, for guys who just go out and fight all the time.
Yeah.
Just to like tail between the legs. Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah.
Because I actually, like, you were telling me the story of getting stopped by the police officer earlier, and you changed it a little bit just now when you were like, the police officer was just like, yeah, go ahead, be
Yeah.
on your way. But in fact, the police officer said, I still got to write you this ticket. And I think you said,
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I get it. You got to do your job. Thank you. Protect and serve.
yep.
On your way.
So then let's see. He goes. Ribisi goes at some point. Follows Tom Everett Scott next door.
Right.
And there's just another empty warehouse full of phones.
Right.
There's just like, maybe this is why the phone bill is so high, because
Yeah.
they have 2 full warehouses of connected phones.
And this is another like sliver of the story that I'm like still not clear on.
Right.
Because it feels like, there was like their backup plan, like move here if the heat got too,
if it
but
got too
one
hot,
building over,
they're just gonna move next door and continue doing the exact same thing.
feds are gonna show up and be like, well, this was the address.
I wonder where they went.
Yeah, and they're walking past all these scumbags fighting in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's
doing blow.
None of the cars have moved.
Yeah.
They're just still all there.
Not there.
Yep. And apparently, no one who works there knows that they're doing shady business.
Yeah.
No one asks questions, but I guess no one knows that. So, like, in the event that they did have to move, how many of them would be like, well, I actually like don't want to work for an illegal company being investigated by the feds. Like, I'm just not.
Well,
into
they're
it.
so smooth and slimy that they would do it under this like guise of like, oh, hey, we're gonna, it's closer to the Wall Street. that would work somehow.
Yeah, we're 50 feet closer to Wall Street.
We're a lot closer.
So he starts getting suspicious even more so. Neil Long is being has been gotten by the FBI, and they're basically turning her to investigate him. And then we get another great Affleck scene.
All right, 1 second, guys.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
If you're drowning and I throw you a life jacket, would you grab it? Yes. Good.
He's basically telling them, like, you guys got to, like, get them to answer questions in the affirmative. So ask them any question you can.
Which is for sure a very,
what they tell you?
very, very effective sales strategy.
That's so great.
Spoiler.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Would you grab it? Yes. Good.
So I love everything Affleck does in this
Yeah.
movie. Would you grab it? Yes. Good. So, like, if someone approached me like that on the phone, I'd be like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
So this stock that he sold Harry on loses a bunch of money. Harry calls frantic because he's lost a house.
$50K.
$50,000
down payment for a home.
His family has left him, and he gives him this plea.
I need the money back.
Man.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I need the money back. He's just like,
And this is after Nicky Katz has ripped up that sale ticket for the other guy.
for the other guy.
And then he's begging for his cash back.
Yep.
Can't do it.
So the FBI grabs Giovanni Ribisi after he's like, to Neil Long, you're the only good thing in my life. And then he finds out by the completely incompetent FBI, they just throw her under the bus fully.
Yeah.
When she's like, what are you doing with him? What's going on? And they're like, hey, get back in the car. And they call her by her first name. And he's like,
Do you
what?
not? You really are terrible with character
I'm
names.
so bad with it.
What's your guess on her name?
Lisa?
It was on the notes.
Was it?
Abby.
Abby.
God, you are.
I made a sound clip about Abby.
And you wrote that out.
And I didn't remember.
Dang.
I'm bad with names. but
Respect the process.
Listen, I love actors, and I love the
That's
people
fair.
that play. So they basically pull him in. They pull his dad in,
Yep.
and he's like, "You don't have anything on my dad. Get my dad out of here." And they play the clip of him on the phone being like, "I will help you with this scheme."
Yeah.
And so he's like negotiating with the FBI. He's like, "Get my dad out of this." And they're like, "All right, but here's what we need from you."
Your whole C drive backed up on the floppy.
Boom.
This is such a timestamp on this
It
movie.
is.
Get your whole C drive on the floppy.
Right.
And it's such a casual reference. It made me so happy when I heard it.
Oh, get that. Yeah.
So he goes back. He does, completely undetected. He just gets...
In like 12 seconds.
Very, very quickly.
Which I don't remember floppy disks being that fast, but it's pretty...
It would take hours to download
I would think so,
games
right?
off
Yeah.
floppy disks, and just to like put your entire C drive. First of all,
Here's all my sales. Boom.
You need more than one floppy.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're doing the kind of business they're doing,
Right.
But so he's able to do it. He convinces Tom Everett Scott to. Basically, he's scheming to get Harry his money back.
Right.
Like
Sells him that new stock
right.
and gives it to him.
The IPO.
He sells. It's actually kind of cool. He sells the big guy,
Right.
Tom Everett Scott, on why my guy deserves this free stock, but hey, you can't sell it until 6 months
And he's like, sure.
because he knows it's bullshit.
He knows that
Yeah.
he's going to be arrested within the hour.
Yeah.
So he says, all right. He gets Vin Diesel to sign. He convinces him to sign, even though, like I said,
Yep.
the feds are about to raid this place. Just sign the sheet. Who
give me a-
cares?
yeah.
Also, Harry's not taking his call at this point, so I hope the scheme works.
Yeah, we never find out
we
for
never get
sure,
a conclusion on that.
but you make the assumption that
make
he
the
made it out
assumption.
all right, and then of course,
So the feds raid the place,
Mm-hmm.
and we get this final voiceover.
I gotta find a job.
It's tough, man.
it.
You got a lot of good skills. I believe in you.
yeah.
Well, that's about time for us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so
for
much.
tuning in, listening, watching. Thank you for dealing with me and not Ben.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jordan, for joining us. You can find us on Twitter at Guilty Movie Guys. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Too Much Jesse, and for Sketch at The Prom Losers.
Yes, I will echo that. Prom losers, prom losers, prom losers.
Cool. We will see you next time. And until then, what is your guilty movie pleasure?
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com.
I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.